The first mass protest against President Donald Trump and shadow president Elon Musk have erupted all across the country. Protesters in Philadelphia, state capitals in California, Minnesota, Michigan, Texas, Wisconsin, Indiana, and others showed up to oppose Trump, Musk, and Project 2025, which is the hard right playbook for American government and society to basically turn us into a, Christian-led theocracy, led by Donald Trump being essentially a new king. Okay, and I'm not kidding. That's not hyperbole. It would expand the power of the executive branch to basically bypass Congress. Now, some of the people who were involved in these protests spoke out. Here's Margaret Wilmoth at a protest outside the State House in Columbus. I'm appalled by democracy's changes in the last, specifically 2 weeks, but it started a long time ago. Yeah, it started, even before Citizens United. It was some of the decisions, I believe, in the 70s when it came to allowing corporations to have free speech and then allowing that money to be unlimited speech in politics. And so all those decisions, leading up to Citizens United and then afterwards McCutcheon, that's pretty much where this started. And you can combine it with the moral majority, or the immoral majority, as I like to call them, and all these right-wing playbooks to basically take over this country and destroy democracy. Okay. Now, Wilma says, I'm just trying to put a presence into resistance. All right. Now, these protests are a result of a movement that was organized online on Reddit, actually. That's where it started. It was the hashtag Build the Resistance and 50-50-01, which stands for 50 protests, 50 states, 1 day. And that was February 5th. Now, in Michigan, there was a crowd of hundreds that were gathered in the freezing temperatures at the Capitol in Lansing, where Katie Miglietti from Ann Arbor said that Musk's access to the Treasury was especially concerning. Quote, if we don't stop it and get Congress to do something, it's an attack on democracy. Now, right now, Musk and his Doge have been temporarily blocked by a judge from accessing the Treasury. But you had the people that were already in there. One of them that went by the name of Big Balls, okay, rooting around, setting up who knows what, okay, back doors to get in there. No, if they're barred, you'd have to completely redo the entire system because it is no longer secure. And I do not trust anything related to Elon Musk. Okay, so the damage, I think, is already done, but there's more. One poster on the state capitol steps in Jefferson City, Missouri, where dozens of protesters had gathered, said, Doge is not legit. Yeah, it's a freaking meme that they have turned into a not really official agency because it's not official. It's not part of government. It's an outside group. And now another sign says, why does Elon have your social security info? Good question. Shouldn't have it. There are also protests in Austin, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, Sacramento, California. Protesters in Phoenix had chanted, deport Elon, and no hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here. I love that. Laura Wild, a former public school occupational therapist in Austin, said, we need to show strength. I think we're in a state of shock. Hey, look, I get it. Okay. I'm not exactly shocked of what happened. I was warning that, hey, Harris could lose the election. I mean, allowing the genocide in Israel to continue and not really addressing that. Definitely there were huge missteps, mistakes that caused Kamala Harris to lose the election to Donald Trump. And I knew that was a very good possibility that would happen. But I think there are a lot of people out there who were genuinely shocked. It came out of nowhere. They thought Kamala had it in the bag. And certainly she did not. Okay. And so they didn't think that Trump was going to take over and that he was going to move as quickly as he did to just completely dismantle our democracy. But this was, again, part of the coup. And I was warning, like, hey, if Trump wins, he's going to finish what he started. Don't give him the chance. And unfortunately, enough people did. 77 million Americans did give him the chance. Because I think there's a good portion of those people were like, yes, this democracy thing, not exactly working out for us. And of course, there's a lot of propaganda. And there were a lot of people that voted for Trump. Like, I don't know, I want the egg prices to go down. And then the egg prices went up. And they're still up. So, yeah. But anyway, that said, look, the media, let me just add that the media did not help during this election by sane washing Trump. And they continued to do so. Okay? Mainstream media has just absolutely failed, dropped the ball. It's embarrassing, especially embarrassing with how nicey nice they're being now, even though Trump is doing exactly what he's doing. Now there's more. Thousands more protested in St. Paul, Minnesota, where 28-year-old Haley Parton carried a sign saying Harris Walls were right. She said that she was out there protesting due to fear for what is going to happen to our country if we don't all just do something about it. This is the first step, nationwide protests. Now, in Des Moines, Iowa, you had anti-Trump protesters going inside the Capitol building and disrupting a Moms for Liberty group, protest until police ended up pushing them out. Alabama, you had several hundred people gathered outside of the State House to protest these bills that were going after members of the LGBTQ community. Trump's trans bans, for example. Hey, you know what? It's great to see people out on the street, okay, protesting all of this stuff. And there's a lot to protest against, okay? I want to show you some of the pictures here from some of these various protests, just to show you. There's one. There's another one of King Elon. No, that was not in Germany. Okay, mind Trump. And you got Wake Up. This is from Michigan. This is a coup. Hey, it's a start. It's a start. Now, what's interesting, though, is getting back to the media point, is we haven't seen a whole lot of stuff about these protests in mainstream media. What, is it because media is afraid of Donald Trump? Maybe. Or worse, they could be aligned with him. Or certainly the disseminators of media, social media, for example. You got, obviously, X run by Elon Musk, so you're not going to see much of these protests on that. And, you've got Facebook run by Zuckerberg, who was doing their censorship of the left, of criticism of Elon Musk and Donald Trump. So they're doing the censorship. And so you're not seeing a whole lot of, real, coverage of these protests. And that's sad. That's sad. That said, Democrats have been, and I'm talking about the elected officials now, they have been facing a lot of calls to do more than what they're doing. More than a dozen Democratic lawmakers and aides said in interviews with Axios that their offices have received historically high call volumes in recent days from angry constituents who feel the party should be doing more to combat President Trump and his administration. Now remember, you had Democrats that were going through and approving Trump's nominees, siding with Trump to pass through his deeply unqualified and extremely partisan nominees. Okay. Now, some staffers said that they hadn't seen this many calls since events like the October 7th attack, Brett Kavanaugh hearings, or even the Trump impeachment proceedings. Jeez. Aaron Fritchner, a spokesperson for Representative Don Beyer of Virginia, said his office's phones have been ringing off the hook without pause since we opened yesterday morning. And on social media, like Blue Sky, another aide had said, every Dem is getting lit up by the neo-resistant folks being like, do more. Representative Mark Pocan said, we had the most calls we've ever had in one day on Monday in 12 years. Representative Jim McGovern, who had served in Congress since 97, told Axios, I can't recall ever receiving this many calls. People disgusted with what's going on, and they want us to fight back. Yes, they do. Yes. It's time to go full obstruction. You already learned from Mitch McConnell how to do it. So do it. Now, former House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer said his office has received hundreds, maybe thousands of calls. Now, a House Democrat who spoke on the condition of anonymity, however, said, we are going to use every tool we have, but I think there is this sense that we have legislative power, and we don't. Hoyer said that we are in the minority, and that makes it difficult for us to respond. Oh no, classic Democrats. When they're in the majority, oh, there's nothing we can do. And when they're in the minority, oh, there's nothing we can do. When can you do anything? Ever. Look, there is things they can do. For one, they can gum up the works. Once again, Republicans, they did it. Okay. And they went just complete and utter obstructionists during the Obama years. Okay. You couldn't get nothing through them. So why can't Democrats do the same? Now, of course, the problem with Democrats, this Democratic Party, is that they're institutionalists. They think that, hey, if we play by the rules, right, we can peel off the so-called moderates, the Suzanne Collins of the world. Well, no, that's not going to work. Okay, Republicans pretty much purged the vast majority of those so-called moderates, and anyone who remains will end up towing the line. Why? Because they fear their base. And so as a result, and not only that, but their donors want Trump to do the things that they're doing, that he's doing right now. And so as a result, you have 2/3 of the country that is getting held hostage by the remaining third that are crazy. Okay, they're hopped up on conspiracy theories and have a main desire to own the libs at any cost. So I'm sorry, but Democrats, they actually need to meet the moment here. They need to step it up. Now, currently they're blocking Russell Vought, which is great. It's a good start. Okay. But they need to keep it up. They need to understand that the old rules no longer apply. That right now we are in the middle of a constitutional crisis, and that they need to do everything they can to block, okay, to gum up the works, okay, to keep the Fettermans in line, okay, the Ruben Gallegos and all the other Democrats that have been voting to fast track Trump's nominees because they want to get home or whatever for the weekend. No, none of that anymore. All right, no, and what sucks is that you got to have strong leadership, and I'm not exactly sure that Chuck Schumer is able to meet the moment. I don't think that he is going to be that leader that Democrats need, certainly in these times. But who knows? I guess maybe, hopefully, he'll surprise us. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.